and welcome to Unpacking Activities. The activity we're going to unpack today is word searches. And as you probably know, a word search activity is individual. Students are given a list of words that they have to find in this grid of letters. Some positive aspects of word searches when it comes to language development could be to help students become more familiarized and pay closer attention to characters within an alphabet. And this might be especially helpful when the target language, the language you teach, has an alphabet that is different from any other languages that the learners might already know. But it has one very big pitfall, and it is that it can be done without understanding. And this is a big red flag because the students are not making form-meaning connections. All they're doing is character matching. In other words, the students are looking at the characters and then finding those characters in the exact same order, and therefore they're able to find the words, but they don't know what the words mean. Even if we give them the translation in the list of words, they don't actually need the translation for anything. All they need to do is, once again, match characters. And if you're wondering, well, what if we don't give them the list of words and we just tell the students, find as many words as you can in 5 minutes or 10 minutes? Well, the issue with that is that a student could find a word that they think it's a word, but that might not be one. So, for example, if a student sees what they think is the word cufaro in this particular word search, what kind of feedback can you give them? No, that's not a word, at least not a word for now. But what have we accomplished with that in terms of language development? We haven't really helped the learners make any particular form-meaning connections. And so, is there anything we can do to make this activity a little bit more productive when it comes to language development? Well, one thing you can do is to use pictures instead of a word list. And it doesn't have to be individual pictures of objects. It could also be just one picture of a whole scene. And the students need to find words that correspond to different things in that picture. And so the learners are finding the words and then labeling the picture. The other thing that this activity needs is a so what. One thing you can do to get the learners a little bit more engaged with it could be to turn it into a competition or a relay race. And of course, another possibility is to integrate the word search, the words of the word search, within the lesson. So it could be a pre-reading activity, or it could just be used for a creative task, like write a story using at least 5 or 6 of the words in the word search. So all in all, I would say that there are some important red flags to keep in mind when it comes to word searches. Not all learners find them engaging, so I would say this is probably best as an optional activity, one option among many. But at the very least, if you're going to be using word searches, try to find a way that the learners are demonstrating that they understood the words and not that they're only matching strings of letters. If you have any other ideas to make word searches more engaging and better for language development, please let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for tuning in, and until next time.